Tonight on Mello TV Sports, the Reggae Boys have been drawn in a group with Suriname and Costa Rica for the CONCACAF Gold Cup. Tottenham progresses in the EFL Cup after defeating Chelsea on penalties. And Liverpool midfielder Thiago Alcantara tests positive for COVID-19. We kick off Mello TV Sports with football as Jamaica's Reggae Boys have been drawn in a group with Costa Rica, Suriname and a qualifier from the preliminary rounds in the 2021 CONCACAF Gold Cup. The first ever Gold Cup draw yesterday saw Jamaica drawn in Group C for the July 10 to August 1 tournament. One of the four, Ghana, Guatemala, Guadeloupe or Bahamas, will join the group. Group A has Mexico, El Salvador, Curacao and a qualifier. The United States, Canada, Martinique and a qualifier make up Group B, while Group D has Honduras, Panama, Grenada and Qatar. The Reggae Boys qualified for their 12th Gold Cup tournament, having won their CONCACAF Nations League group in November 2019. They made back-to-back Gold Cup finals in 2015 and 2017 and reached to the semi-finals in 2019. Mason Mount missed the crucial spot kick as Tottenham edged past Chelsea on penalties after a 1-1 draw to reach the Carabao Cup 5th round. Chelsea went ahead after 19 minutes with Timo Werner scoring his first goal for the club since his summer move. However, Eric Lamella's 83rd minute equalizer saw the game end in a draw. With the first 9 players stepping up to score, it fell to Mason Mount for the visitors' 5th spot kick, but he pinged his effort wide of the crossbar, knocking Chelsea out despite leading the game for 83 minutes and sending Tottenham into the quarterfinals. On to some serious football news now. Liverpool midfielder Thiago Alcantara has tested positive for coronavirus and is self-isolating. Thiago joined Liverpool from Bayern Munich last month in a deal worth up to £25 million and made his debut for the Premier League champions in a 2-0 win at Chelsea on September 20. He was a surprise absentee from Liverpool's squad for yesterday's 3-1 victory over Arsenal, but his omission has now been explained. We bolt over to cricket news now. The West Indies women will have one chance to salvage something from their tour of England when the final T20 is played in Derby tomorrow. With a 5-0 whitewash looming over their heads, the Caribbean ladies will be looking to get a win over England. Their last defeat was in Game 4 yesterday, where they went down by 44 runs. This to add to consecutive 47-run losses in the first 2 games and a 20-run beating in Game 3. Speaking of the West Indies, the men's head coach Phil Simmons is already planning his team's approach as they prepare to return to action against New Zealand in just under 8 weeks. Cricket West Indies and New Zealand Cricket announced the proposed schedule for the bilateral series yesterday, pending approval from CWI's Medical Advisory Committee and Board of Directors. It includes 3 T20 internationals and 2 tests from November 27 to December 15. The test series in New Zealand forms part of the ICC World Test Championships. Jason Holder's men earned their first points in the championships when they won the first test against England at the Aggies Bowl in July in the historic Biosecure 3-match series. The proposed West Indies tour to New Zealand will start with the defending T20 World Cup champions facing the Black Caps at the Eden Park in Auckland for a match under lights. The series then moves to Mount Monaghan for the 2 matches at the Bay Oval, the first a day match and the second under lights as well. The West Indies will then travel to Hamilton for the first test at Seddon Park and then south to Wellington for the second match at the historic Basin Reserve. The T20 internationals will be the start of an 11-month schedule of matches building up to the ICC T20 World Cup scheduled for October 2021 in India. The opening contest at Eden Park will have added significance as this is the venue where the two teams met in their first T20 international contest back in 2006. That match ended in a tie which forced a dramatic bowl-off won by New Zealand. 3 years later, the teams met again at the same venue and played another tie, which was decided by the first ever T20 Super Over won by the Windies. Finally, in the sports news tonight, we have tennis as Novak Djokovic laid down the challenge to his French Open rivals by only dropping 5 games in a first-round win against Sweden's Mikael Ymer today. The Serb top seed, who is bidding for an 18th Grand Slam and a second French Open, eased to a 6-love, 6-2, 6-3 victory against the world number 80. After cruising to a 20-minute opening set, Djokovic ruthlessly maintained his level to win in 1 hour and 38 minutes. Ricardas Bernakis will be Djokovic's next opponent in Paris after the Lithuanian world number 66 beat Bolivia's Hugo Dellien 6-1, 6-4, 6-4 to tee up the opportunity to become the first player to beat the Serb on the court this year. Djokovic is considered one of the clear favorites alongside Spain's 12-time champion Rafael Nadal and Austria's 2-time runner-up Dominic Thiem to win the men's singles at the delayed clay court Grand Slam. Elsewhere today, Italian 7th seed Matteo Berrettini claimed an equally straightforward victory, beating Vasek Popisil 6-3, 6-1, 6-3. And those are the stories making sports news tonight. We now head back to the news desk with Tamara Mikhail.
Thank you, Christopher. And now to end tonight's newscast, here are the main points. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has reported that the island, having recorded an additional 8 fatalities related to the coronavirus in the last 24 hours, brings the death toll from COVID-19 in Jamaica to 101. Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, has urged care home operators to strictly observe the established COVID-19 protocols as the impact on these institutions can be potentially devastating. Prime Minister Andrew Holness calls for action on sustainable global recovery plan amid the COVID-19 pandemic. And the National Works Agency is reporting that the Junction Road in St. Mary is now closed due to a failure in the embankment. And that's our news package for you tonight. Thank you for tuning into Mello TV Evening News at 8. I am Tamara Mikhail. Stay safe and pleasant viewing.